Hello, my friends. I'm just making a little recording to go over the material in Unit 3, our poetry unit, since there are no live classes tomorrow. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm excited to have you in creative writing, and I just want to make sure you understand the material in Unit 3 and what is expected of you. We will first go over poetic devices. Poetic devices are those literary techniques that are not just used in poetry, but you see them very frequently, especially the sounds of poetry, such as alliteration. The first sound in a word repeats itself again and again. You see poets use this, perhaps when it's a harsher type poem. A lot of the war poems are written with repetition, not only to mimic boots on the ground, but perhaps artillery. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Or we lurk late, we shoot straight. It's a very definite, very jarring type of a rhythm in a poem. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds, such as he saw the cost and hauled off. Poets use this all the time. Remember, poetry is meant to be read aloud. And where music has the music in the background as well as the poetic words that are sung, poetry relies on the sound of the words themselves to give rhythm and meaning and emotion. Consonants repeat in the middle or the end of the word for consonants, such as mammals named Sam are clammy, or curse bless me now, with fierce tears I pray. Enjambment is when a writer uses line breaks meaningfully. So, in prose, where you write and write until the end of the page, poets use enjambment not only to help you pause on certain words, to give certain words meaning, but also in visual poetry, the enjambment helps create the image. Rolling through the field in the dead of winter. The poet wants you to pause on dead and a long pause with the period on winter. He could have said, or she, rolling through the field in the dead of winter, but there are no pauses. There are no meaningful breaks that let you know what should be given extra attention visually or as you hear a poem. Imagery is something, as creative writers, we are all well aware of. The winter evening settles down, smell of steaks in the passageway, 6 o'clock, the burned out ends of smoky days. Remember that you learn about the life around you through your sight, your hearing, your smell, your touch, your taste. So when you are explaining something to a reader, employ those same sensory details and help them to smell what you smell and hear and feel what you feel. Just don't tell them about it. Help them experience it. An idiom is an expression that means something other than the literal meaning. When I was in college and German was my minor, this always creates so many problems because there are phrases that a group of people use that cannot be translated literally with meaning. Under the weather, that means, I'm sick. Under the weather cannot be translated literally and hold meaning for another culture. So an idiom is an understanding between people of the same culture. Onomatopoeia is one of my favorite techniques. Buzz, hiss, beep. The sound of the word itself imitates the sound. Woof, boom. In my English classes, I have my students read these things aloud with as much meaning as possible. And I think even they are surprised how much meaning is in one little word, and others can listen for the sound that is represented there. Thank you so much. I just want to do a quick review here and then look for other poems and other examples, other videos to come. If you're comparing two things, you ask yourself, is it a comparison? Yes or no? Are they exaggerating? If it's yes, you go this way. And if it's no, an object or human doing an idea, yes or no? If it is yes, it's personification. Let's go down the yes column. Is it comparing two things? Yes. Does it use like or as? If you answer yes, it's a simile. If you answer no, it's a metaphor. If it's too much, such as a Paul Bunyan tall tale, or I have waited 1,000,000 years to see my daughter who is flying home today, that's a hyperbole. If it's too little, it is an understatement. Please take a look at this graph, perhaps screenshot it if you'd like, and make sure that you understand some of the poetic techniques in this video so far. When I get home from the airport, I will make a video showing you how to write different kinds of poems. Remember that your final for the poetry unit consists of 3 poems that you'd like to submit. Do not panic. I believe in one evening you can write 3 amazing poems for submission that you're proud of and that will represent you as a poet. Have a most wonderful day and check back under class announcements and I will have the next poem video instructional segments posted there this evening. Have a most wonderful day.